Seahawks 37-18. It wasn't even that close. It was really 37-3, and then the Niners scored a couple touchdowns late, cosmetic scores. Russell Wilson's knee injury, though, left knee, the big story. He said he could have come back into play. Pete Carroll said he could have come back into play. The bigger issue to me was the fact that he even got hurt to begin with was because he has a sprained ankle he's playing on from the opener September 11th. I don't think he even gets tackled. I don't think the 49ers can catch him if he rolls out on two perfectly healthy legs. But he was slowed, as he's been the last two games, and that's why he got pulled down from behind on a horse collar tackle. And now he's got a sprained left knee. The Seahawks and Wilson say he's going to play next week against the New York Jets, who have an even more formidable defensive line than the Seahawks have played yet this year, and that includes the Dolphins and the Rams. Russell wasn't going to have to heal in a hurry to get away from the Jets defensive line.
And you're crazy if you want to bet against Russell Wilson in almost anything that he does. The fact that he came out, he had a problem. It was obviously a situation where he was in pain, he was injured. I don't know how many fully functional joints he has now, but he's really running low on them. What's he do? He comes back on the field even without the coaches.
Yeah, on his own.
This kid is tough. I thought maybe for a while he was made a little out of Teflon. He's made out of weapons-grade titanium. This guy is as tough as they come, and the rest of the team is inspired by his toughness. Everybody said, "Oh, that guy." They tried to take his helmet away from him. They have to steal his helmet to keep him from coming back in the game.
Earl Thomas mentioned that. He said it inspired the defense and that they played for Wilson, knowing he was already hurt to begin with the sprained ankle. But this is the first time in 5 NFL seasons that we're seeing a more mortal, more regular Russell Wilson who doesn't have his legs under him. It's a different quarterback, and therefore it's a different offense. And Dave, you thought in the bigger picture, the Seahawks took a big step forward offensively in that one.
Because of the line. And last week, you asked me what I think of what's the problem, and I hit myself on the forehead because it was so obvious. The offensive line was not performing well. I went in there in the locker room and I talked to every one of them to say, look, you know what, I questioned you guys. I thought you guys were the limiting factor, and today you really brought the stuff. They had the goods today. That looked like the Seahawks offense. Running the ball, 106 yards out of Christian Michael, 2 receivers with more than 100 yards, 65% third down conversion. They were running the zone reach just to perfection, and part of that is not only staying on your man, getting a hat on a hat, moving people, but Christian Michael having the patience to wait for that crack and that seam to open up. And I think when it works like this is a team that's going to be really hard to beat because you're not going to score points on.
How the heck did they score 3 points and lose last week in LA? That was really what I was thinking about the whole game. And
Are you going to ask me that again?
How the heck did the Rams lose 28-0 to this 49ers team? That's another question that makes you wonder. The Seahawks offense was rolling so much that there was a 14-play touchdown drive, the second one in the first half for Christian Michael's second touchdown run, in which they overcame themselves, 2 holding penalties and a false start, and they still got a 14-play touchdown drive. The defense did exactly what it did in Philadelphia against Chip Kelly's offense in 2014. They started in nickel, they stayed in nickel. They didn't have to substitute. They didn't have communication issues, just head nods with Bobby Wagner. 132 yards through 3 quarters after 2 years ago in Philadelphia, holding Chip Kelly's offense to 139 yards for the game, the lowest that Chip Kelly's ever coached. The defense, I thought, was no match for San Francisco from the start.
It's part of their theory. Take what is the opposing team's strength and take it away from them. This didn't look like a Chip Kelly coach team. It looked like a Woody Hayes coach team. It was boring. It did nothing. They had no options because the defense took all the options away.
There's no Archie Griffin in the 49ers backfield either for the Woody Hayes Ohio State Buckeye team. So now we don't really know what we have with this Seahawks team. They look great, world beaters today, but Russell Wilson's injured. Now he's got both legs hurt. We don't know what offensive line will show up against a very active New York Jets defensive front next week in New York in the Meadowlands. But we do know they're 2-1, and they're back to having their at least identity of run first and defense-led games back at least for 1 week.
And Jermaine Ifedi may be back, the rookie, to play right guard. And if all of a sudden he can jump in and be effective, They might have somebody to play backup even. They might have 6 guys who could play. It would be stunning for this season.
2 rookie backups on the offensive line today, one of them a college football player. We'll be there all week, and Dave and I will be with you in the Meadowlands a week from today for the Seahawks and Jets. Thanks for watching.